Yeah, what's good? I'm making some tacos. Making some tacos.
It's too noisy out here.
Alright,
Love living in this area, man.
let's
I
get
mean,
the onions cut up.
living along the Columbia River is cool enough, but then you get cool sites like that. You know, there's a big freighter over there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's in between the trees there. It's the first time I've ever seen a purple freighter. Right? It's purple. Pretty funny. What you guys talking about? I'm more interested in the price of houses
Oh,
sold.
my
Yeah,
eyes.
but I think that both of those are a little bit misunderstood. Like my house today. Let me just use mine.
Oh, my eyes. Ah, ah.
After I purchased my home, it did nothing but go up in price. So as according to the Zillow estimate, they made me put a bunch of money down, like 10% down. And so now I'm looking at a house that is not only like gone up by like $80,000 on the Zillow estimate of the price that I paid for it, but with all the money that I had put down, I have like $130,000 worth of equity in this house, and it happened within like 2.5 years. It's unreasonable. Like that is not something that is like when you say it, people are like, "Oh man, well that's cool, good for you." And I'm thinking that's not realistic, right? That's not a realistic thing that is taking place. Like this number does not seem right to me at all, you know. And I mean, when you just say that, that I have $80,000 worth of equity in this house within 2 years, saying it out loud doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't seem reasonable to me at all. So when I think about like where gold is and the price of gold comparatively to the estimate of my house, I don't think this isn't an accurate number at all, right? Like I would never trade my gold for this number on a house, right? I might trade fiat for a number on a house, even at an elevated price if if it worked out and it was a rental income and I could, make it work as far as the yield goes on it. I might do something like that, but I would not trade gold for an unrealistically high-priced house or what appears to be unrealistically high-priced.
True.
Now, when I think about like some of the articles that I'm finding where there's shortages of houses that are like from New York to Las Vegas, all over the place, and then including the article talking about how there's a surplus of houses, but in order to solve this problem, you need to build new homes. That isn't happening. Like, there are new homes starting all the time. There's never been a time in history in which that they weren't starting or building or, doing some sort of construction. However, the amount that is taking place is very, it's very, I shouldn't say is much less than what I would feel would be needed in order to keep up not only with population growth, but with just the historical, like, idea of where we would be as far as new development of homes go. Like, just go and look, put in housing permits, housing permit FRED, FRED, right? Housing permit FRED, like, I think it'll be single family housing. And then do the same thing with housing starts. Do permits and do starts, and take a look at it on like a historical chart. You're gonna find that we're really not ramped up very much on production of homes. And now, when I think about production of homes, I think this is the number one product within the United States that is manufactured. Like, when you think about good manufacturing jobs out there, when it comes to building, construction, new construction, that's like the number one most American manufactured job that you can do. Like, the product is almost 100% American made, American materials, American labor. It stays in America. It doesn't even get shipped out of here. It stays here. So you think about like new construction. If you have a good, solid, well-functioning, strong construction market, then you probably have a very well-functioning, strong economy. If you think about it, like, how many times have you seen construction workers staying at a hotel and eating at the restaurants? Right? Because they don't live where they're working, and they happen to be like working a bit remote because that's where the job happens to be. You see this all the time, right? And so when you have new construction taking place, what you have is you have a lot of activity happening within the economy. It's not just the labor of the construction and the materials, but then you think about like all this, the residual spending that takes place, like all the fuel that goes into it. Again, the restaurants that happen, the economic activity that happens in just the construction site itself is a boon to a lot of the neighborhoods in which those things are happening, because the money gets spent in that area just from the amount of people who happen to be constructing around it. So I think about that. I look at the construction market. I look at new starts. I look at the permits, especially when it comes to single-family dwellings. When you look at this particular chart, you're thinking, okay, this is the economic activity that is now happening within, the broader economy. You can see it within housing starts and permits, because if those guys aren't active, then again, you don't have construction workers and everybody else who's within this industry. I mean, you think about it, a new house gets built. What happens? New furniture, new appliances, all the new stuff, right? All the stuff that goes into the house. People don't want to take a bunch of old junk that they had, put it in a new house. They want new stuff for their new house. And so when you have new construction taking place, you're going to have a lot of economic activity happening just from trying to... So you're going to have a lot of economic activity just happening from just trying to fill the house up with new stuff. Alright, moving on here. 412 people watching, I'm loving it. Just looking into figuring out your net worth. The home you live in is either not counted or you only count the price you paid for it. That'll tell you something. Yeah, and I don't look at the equity in the house as a real thing. Like, I don't plan on moving. I don't plan on tapping into it. It's not, like, that part is not really that important to me. Not at this point, They're at the assignment. They're out there training. I do not think anything will go bust, but everything will bend in beating. Betting. As bust. Maybe. Super high asset prices are always a sign of a weak economy. I used to have the nicest house in my neighborhood. Now it's the oldest. Houses next to me are double what I paid, half of what I got. I also have a question. Do you think that the 1% in this country is honestly going to get away with owning every single piece of property while the 99% is allowed to own nothing? Well, they won't own every single piece of property because I own a piece of property, so they don't own mine, not yet. I guess they kind of own it because I don't own it really, the bank. Here's the thing. Yeah, I do. Right? Because Cantillon describes it from hundreds of years ago. Do I think that the property owners could be the ones who are in charge of everything? And it's up to their wants, their pleasures, their desires on the way that the economy is going to function? Yeah, I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. And I think that there's a coordinated effort out there to try and create a situation in which that those people can hold on and retain to that particular concept of being able to hold on to this, but it's only a matter of time before there's a redistribution of wealth, right? They try to think, like, whether it happens in our lifetime or not, it's just an economic force that it will eventually take place. Once the fiat currency system doesn't work anymore, there will be another collapse. It will be atrocious. You want to see,
True.
I don't even try to imagine what that would look like, but it would be ugly, right? Super ugly. But is that going to happen in our lifetimes? I don't know. Like, can they keep the system going? Well, with the idea of digital and negative interest rates and some of the stuff they got in, I think they could probably carry it on. It's not as simple as, like, yeah, it's inevitable collapse and it's going to happen in the next, 2 years or whatever. Like,
Once was a man. There once was a man.
But when it comes to the ability to...
God damn. 2019, I feel like the man. Can't be popping Zans because they're killing me. Damn. When you got the money, they be trying to be your friend. Okay. This is a lame ass beat. Walk up on your bitch, my dick, 8 feet deep.
I don't understand how it is. Like, I was listening to some because if capitalism truly exists, then we would see things like failure, right? There would be no such term as too big to fail. That wouldn't exist, right? So the moment that you have a too big to fail title, right, that is socialism, straight up, right? Now, I don't know how else to explain that to people, but most people just love blaming the greed and the profit and everything else that people have on capitalism, and then meanwhile, beg for a communistic government to save their asses every time there's a recession, which is the cure for the problem that capitalism was creating by concentrating the wealth. See, you can't have, this is the full point of capitalism, is that you rise and fall on your own merits, right? And the moment that you take away the ability to fail, you take away capitalism at the same time. And this is the problem with most people facing is they say, big corporations, they say, hey, you guys are big corporations. What are we going to do? Right? And, you know, it's just like you begged your government to step in and bail this system out. You should have let it fail. Right? That's what should have happened, but no. Right? When you have, like, during the great financial crisis, when there was an obvious moment right there where the entire system was about ready to collapse, and Obama stepped in, the Obama administration, wasn't just Obama, the Fed, and all this other stuff, they all stepped in, and we stepped away from the brink. That was socialism taking place right there. There was the idea of capitalism, try and fix the system by letting this stuff fail. Taken away. Capitalism did not exist. It was gone. And anything that came from that was no longer a capitalistic system. Because, you know, in time before that, even, like before the Great Financial Crisis, I mean, you take it all the way back 100 years before that. Okay? But it's still, the point of it being is that people want to blame this capitalistic idea, but yet it's the very thing that is creating the inequality was the socialistic behavior of saving the system. Right? Like, nobody wanted to, like, be out on the streets crying their eyes out watching grandma lose her pension. Nobody wanted to see that, but then they wanted to go ahead and blame capitalism for the problems that resulted from not letting it fail. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's why I don't look at it as a good or bad thing. It's just it is, right? You can blame capitalism, you can blame socialism, you can blame Democrats, you can do whatever you want out there. All that blame doesn't mean anything to me. Like, it doesn't change anything about the way I feel or look about this economy. Everything that's going on within it is a decision that I have to make for what I see going on out there. Right? That's what it comes down to. Thank you very much for the $1.99. That's a cool view. Maybe new views for the lives. Yeah, I like going out there and doing it. Breezy out there, and it really makes for bad wind noise. So I need to get a mic and do the whole thing with, you know, cutting out the wind noise. Otherwise, it just doesn't sound as good, and you get like this. Super big black satellite core, big up Presto. How many people out there are actually buying things with well, I have 5. I'm not from having energy, like the energy of fighting
Do 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 do. No 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 do 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 no 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 do do do. Okay. I'm a fucking god, bitch. I don't have to deal with that shit. I'm a fucking god, bitch. I don't gotta deal with that shit. Fuck the energies. I own the energies, bitch. I literally own that shit. I'm on top. I don't gotta hone that shit. I own that shit. Oh, fuck yeah. That's some real talk. Ooh, that was a little bit too much. Whatever, I'll leave it going for a couple minutes here. Get that all mixed in there. Yeah, that was a little bit too much, that's for sure. Whatever, it'll dry up. Let's add a little bit more, that'll dry it up. It's a little bit wet. Health is wealth. Isn't that some bullshit? Ain't that some bullshit? Some mumbo jumbo poor people tell themselves to feel better. Health is wealth. Children are healthy, but they're poor as fuck. It's still a little bit wet, but whatever. All right, time to get it on the taco shells. Gotta put it in a line like you're about to snort some coke or some shit.
and you didn't have any other choice in the matter because that was set in the motion before you were born. Right? But you are not required to use those dollars. Anything you want.
Hell yeah.
How does that work with Trippen's dilemma? Which one? Lightning Network replaces banks and dollars. Yeah, so you feel like I think a secondary system could definitely benefit Bitcoin as far as the ability to do transactions, like a mass amount of transactions. But the problem with it is that Bitcoin's a fixed currency. So if you have a fixed currency, the most industrialized nation, people, whatever out there will forego that currency for themselves, denying the rest of the people out there the ability to do transactions because
I hate capitalism. Capitalism is why I'm poor. I hate capitalism.
which then doesn't do very well for places like a retail store that buys a particular product at a price, but then won't be able to sell it going past that without lowering the price or taking a loss. So a deflationary currency is very bad for an economy, and I just don't see how gold or Bitcoin or anything else could function as a real viable reserve currency. Now, as far as personal ownership,
Oh yeah.
not for a world reserve currency. Alrighty guys, it's been a lot of fun hanging out here. We got 492 people watching with 200 thumbs up. Thank you so much for hitting that thumbs up button. When we hit the thumbs up, the YouTube algorithm picks up the video, spreads it around, more people to join in. The YouTube algorithm is how the uneducated economist gets paid. So support the uneducated economist by simply hitting that like button, and hope you all have a good day. Uneducated economist, you let me know.
Oh my god, man. I was trying to watch that shit. Alright. That guy's done. What else is there to watch? The growing hatred for financial influencers. Nah, that looks boring. Give me like a gold or silver video. Come on. Globalists are pushing for a billionaire's wealth tax on. Yeah, I don't really care about the billionaire's wealth tax, if I'm being honest. Hitler's gamble that ignited. Oh, I might. That's a documentary. I'll get copyrighted for watching that shit on stream. Oh, here's a Bitcoin video. I guess I'll watch this one.
I don't know what it's going to do over the next 3 months.
Oh, it's with this tranny guy.
Or 5-year view.
I think this guy's like a transgender or something. Damn it. Whatever.
Or, potentially a 10-year view. I went through a long phase where I was, pretty skeptical of the asset. I was like, well, what if another currency is going to be better? Or what if the whole space gets so diluted? But once I saw the network effects really form, once I delved into the technology and why it's designed a certain way, ever since really early 2020, I've been pretty structurally bullish on it, and that really continues to be the case, over 4 years later.
Investment strategist and macro analyst Lynn Alden is widely respected in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency community.
Not
She
by
is known
me.
Not only for her brilliant grasp of macro issues and how they affect asset prices and the overall economy, but also for her ability to present these complex issues in simple terms that can be easily understood by all. With a rare finance and engineering background, Alden's understanding and appreciation of Bitcoin and blockchain technology are immediately obvious with every tweet, article, and interview. Her work on the global macro environment is even more brilliant. In her 2023 book, Broken Money, Why Our Financial System is Failing Us and How We Can Make It Better, Alden delves into the dysfunctional state of the global financial system. She explains how it impoverishes billions while rapidly enriching the top 1%. Alden also highlights how, despite the modern era's energy abundance and technological advancements that have significantly improved our lives, our monetary system remains outdated and problematic. Despite humanity's achievements, such as walking on the moon and numerous medical breakthroughs, we are still burdened by a debt-based fiat system with a consistent record of failure. A description from the book's back cover reads, "There are over 160 different currencies in the world, each with a local monopoly over its own jurisdiction. But aside from the top handful of them, most currencies rapidly devalue over time and have little acceptance outside of their own borders. With various cross-border frictions, bottlenecks, and currency conversions, the global financial system is practically a barter system in this regard. Being born in the wrong country makes saving money harder than it needs to be." Lynn Olden argues that while the US dollar and other major currencies still hold significant value compared to weaker currencies, these weaker currencies will eventually collapse, and today's strong currencies will become the weaker currencies. In such a scenario, the US dollar may follow a similar fate to the bolivar or the Lebanese pound. This is why sound money advocates like Alden believe it's time to overhaul our outdated monetary system. They propose moving away from a debt-based, inflation-prone system to one that emphasizes scarcity, deflation, decentralization, and seamless payments through a robust digital network. Bitcoin, of course, checks all the right boxes. With the leading cryptos rising popularity in all corners of the world, coupled with the current, very gloomy macro picture, Alden believes the United States and the rest of the world are drawing closer to a Bitcoin standard era, an era during which we will see an explosive increase in the global adoption of Bitcoin, and an even more explosive increase in the crypto asset's price. We will bring you clips from Alden's recent interview with the Prof G Show, in which she discusses her views on Bitcoin stablecoins and the overall cryptocurrency space. Please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the
Oh,
channel,
hell no.
post notifications for
I'm not liking no transgender video.
YouTube helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks, and let's dive right in.
So we have this kind of 2 or 3 tier centralized money system, and the challenge there. So in the U.S., at least for the past half century, we've had it pretty good. Our currency loses value slowly, and we have plenty of investment vehicles to save into. Whereas, for example, when you look at a country like Egypt, they don't have the S&P 500. They don't have, their stock market's not a reliable investment, kind of a wealth-building vehicle. They've got real estate, but real estate is, of course, illiquid. So there's all sorts of downsides with that. They can't obviously invest in their own currency in any meaningful amounts because you've got an average of double-digit inflation over a 50-year period. And so what things like Bitcoin and stablecoins do, a stablecoin is when an entity holds dollars or things like T-bills, for example, you can wire them money. They will then give you tokens that are redeemable, at least by large entities, for those dollars. And so they're basically like banknotes in digital form. And then even smaller entities that don't have the right to redeem them, they can still trade them around. And the main ability there is that it allows countries that have historically had that desired dollars because they wanted some stable currency that's more stable than their currency, but doesn't have the volatility of gold or Bitcoin or something like that. It allows them to access dollars more easily and in more digital form as long as they have a smartphone. And so they're very popular in Argentina, they're very popular in Lebanon, they're very popular in Nigeria. We live in a world where there's 160 currencies, more or less. They're all kind of central monopolies. So if you're in Nigeria, you've got to trust the Nigerian central bank and then the Nigerian government and how they're going to manage their currency. The borders are fairly tightly controlled, which is, you can only bring so much value in or out of an airport. Bank transfers are quite controlled and often done at artificial exchange rates that differ wildly from what the actual kind of market rate of that currency is. And what stable coins and Bitcoin do is, if there's a Nigerian graphic designer and she holds up a QR code on a video call, I can pay her in whatever money she wants. She could ask for Bitcoin, she could ask for dollar stable coins, and it goes to her around her local banking system. And she's able to then use that peer-to-peer. She can bring it with her wherever she goes if she ever leaves Nigeria. And she basically has more choice over what money she uses outside of her currency monopoly. Bitcoin is the fully decentralized, fully scarce version of that. It's the one that there's no central hub. The thing you have to deal with is that higher volatility. and the uncertainty of what it'll be worth in, say, any given 1 or 2 year period. Whereas stablecoins, the downside is that they aren't fully centralized. There's some entity that's holding the assets, and you have to trust them. You also have to trust their ability to operate in the regulatory environment. The way I would phrase it is they kind of serve as offshore bank accounts for the working and middle class rather than just the wealthy. They kind of just compress the overhead of running one of those systems where if you're in Argentina, you might not trust your in the past, even if you store dollars in them, they can be confiscated away. They say, well, for small amounts of work, I'll trust this offshore entity.
Investment is currently more debilitating in emerging economies, but Olden reckons it's only a matter of time before it spreads around the globe. Several emerging countries around the globe, from Nigeria to Egypt, Lebanon, Argentina, Sri Lanka, and Zimbabwe, are battling devastating inflation levels and unbelievable currency debasement rates. For example, the Venezuelan bolivar has lost 99.9998% of its value against the US dollar in the past 10 years. This means people who save in that currency have almost no value left after 10 years. In her book, Bolden also uses the example of Nigeria, where the inflation rate has climbed to a 28-year high of 33.95%, and the Egyptian pound, which is currently one of the worst performing currencies. According to Bolden, this could be the reality of many developed countries in only a matter of years, as long as governments keep printing indiscriminately. As Alden and other sound money advocates have warned for years, the problem is quickly beginning to spread to the developed world. As Japan's recent growing economic woes illustrate, the Japanese yen fell to 37-year lows against the US dollar on Wednesday, fueling concerns of a debt level explosion, which will undoubtedly spread into other developed economies, including the United States. Let's get back to the Alden's interview.
What I don't see, however, is how Bitcoin could serve any real use case for an American today.
Sure. So one of the attributes of money it's that which you hold, even if you don't intend to consume it yourself. That's kind of historically where money kind of came from. So, for example, if we hold a gold coin, we're not necessarily intending to melt it down into jewelry or industrial use anytime soon, but we're kind of holding it knowing that it's a useful thing that other people use.
Store of value.
Store of value. And as an American, to your point, we generally don't find ourselves troubled for payments or even troubled for savings. We have no shortage of savings vehicles that are reliable. But if you kind of view it as something that could be useful for billions of people around the world, something like half the world lives under shades of authoritarianism, half the world lives under kind of persistent double-digit inflation and multiple, hyperinflations within our lifetime. Bitcoin is something that Americans often treat more as an investment. And it's one that happens to have outperformed the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, almost everything other than NVIDIA over 3, 5, 10-year period. So for us in America and Europe, it's often seen as an investment, which I think makes sense. But in, say, Africa, where there's roughly 40 currencies, or Latin America, where there's roughly 30 currencies, and every one of those currency borders is a friction, most of those currencies are...
Damn, NVIDIA did perform better than Bitcoin, hey?
And that therefore...
Wait. NVIDIA stock. I haven't checked this in years. I was actually going to buy NVIDIA stock back in 2018. Let's see. Holy shit. So in 2018 it was $5 a stock. That's holy shit. It has done better than Bitcoin. What the fuck? This is because of the AI. Holy. That is insane. I was going to buy it back at $5. Damn. Yeah, it's performed better than Bitcoin. I should have been buying NVIDIA instead of Bitcoin. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's still done really good. What's it? Yes, in the past 5 years since 2019. Yeah, in 2019, it was $4.11. Now it's $124. Holy shit. I should have bought NVIDIA. Damn. Well, Bitcoin was predictable. How was I supposed to predict AI was going to come out? I was only going to buy NVIDIA because I liked buying their graphics cards, for Bitcoin mining. So I was going to buy NVIDIA stock. And then I was like, nah, I'm not going to buy NVIDIA stock. I'll just invest in Bitcoin mining instead of buying the stock for graphics cards. Why would I do that? And then look at this. It was a good idea, but I mean, how was I supposed to know AI was gonna be a thing, man? Especially that soon. I mean, I knew AI was gonna be a thing eventually, but not that soon. Like, damn. So yeah, if I would have invested $10,000 back in 2018, holy shit, I'd have like over 200,000 today just off the 10,000. That's insane. It's insane. Yeah, Nvidia's done better than Bitcoin, eh? This is the one thing that's done better than Bitcoin. The one asset. It's insane. And I was gonna buy it. Back when I was buying my Bitcoin up. I was gonna buy some Nvidia stocks. That's the one. This is the ones I wanted to buy Microsoft and I wanted to buy Nvidia. I think I also wanted to buy Alphabet, Google. How's Microsoft done since 2018? Oh yeah, it's done all right. Definitely not as good as Nvidia. It went from like $104 to $452. Not bad. Apple's probably done better. What's Apple at today? Yeah. Apple used to be the best performer for a long time. What about Amazon? What's Amazon doing? Since 2018. Oh, Amazon hasn't done that well. I mean, it's gone up a lot, but it hasn't like done amazing. That's insane. Nvidia's just I don't do shorts because it's a gamble, but I honestly I should. It might be a good time to start shorting Nvidia. Might be a good time to start shorting it. I don't do shorts though. That's like gambling to me. But yeah, I don't think this is sustainable. There's going to be a massive drop because that's just insane. I mean, I understand the AI thing and shit, but like not this much. This is just like, what's its market cap at? 3 trillion? Yeah, no, that's got to go down here eventually. There's no way that's just going to keep going up. It's a fucking $3 trillion market cap. That's insane. That's fucking insane. What was it? Just 6 months ago, it was only 50. Yeah, it's gonna have a massive drop. Nvidia would be a really good stock to start shorting. I think this would be really good to start shorting over the next couple of months. No way that keeps going up. No fucking way. That's crazy. I can't believe that. I can't believe that in 2018 it was only $5. In 2019 it went all the way down to $3. You could have bought a single one of these stocks for $3 in 2019, like back around the time when Juice WRLD died. Could have bought one of these for $3, and now it's $124. That is fucking crazy. Holy shit, that's awesome.
For people that kind of understand that there is a use case, even if the use case doesn't apply to them. I do think that we are running this more structurally high inflation because of the things we talked about earlier in this discussion. But that doesn't mean they have to happen super quickly. It doesn't mean that things have to Congressional Budget Office expects $20 trillion in net treasuries to be issued over the next 10 years. They also assume no recessions. So if there's recessions, that number's probably going to be higher. They generally undershoot the number. So let's say conservatively, $20 trillion in treasuries are going to be issued. If you look at how much, gold's going to be mined over the next 10 years, at current prices, it's somewhere in the ballpark of $2.5 trillion. And the
Holy shit.
That's going to be created at current prices is something like $70 billion. Now, of course, gold and Bitcoin can change in price to accommodate more inflows if people want to put more money into them. But the point is basically, if you're just kind of saying, what do I want to own that's pretty scarce?
Yeah, I get it. Bitcoin's more scarce than gold, but also gold has more use cases, so it kind of evens itself out, But I own both of them, so I'm not biased to one or the other. I own about the same amount of money in gold and Bitcoin, so either one, they're both gonna go up, but I don't care which one goes up more than the other. I'm pretty diversified. My portfolio is diversified. Well, yeah, I'm in a good position for this upcoming recession. Possibly depression. Possibly, not guaranteed. A possible depression is in the works. I repeat once again, A possible depression is in the works. Oh, fuck. Get that shit in there. Yeah, get that shit in there. Good.
Good equities are one of the options. Good real estate can be one of the options. Art is historically one of the options, especially for wealthy investors, but also Bitcoin.
Thanks, homie. For what? I mean, you're welcome, but I don't know. I don't know for what. Why everyone needs to buy. Oh, wait, I need to go back to that video.
I don't know what's
Yeah,
going to do
right
over the
there.
next.
Why
The
everyone
fact that
needs to
you
buy
are
Bitcoin.
focused on each month getting money, each month paying for my roof, each month paying for my food, each month. That's sad. Then you cannot think about what can I do now to build something that could be an established thing in 2 years. You take risk and you expend energy to get energy in return to eventually also spend that energy in a point of time in the future, right? Whatever you want to spend that on. And everything is made up or is maintained by energy. Everything, the plants, everything. We are looking at concrete or stones, whatever, like they all came from an expenditure of energy. It's condensed energy in a certain way.
Joining us today is Bram Kanstein, host of the Bitcoin for Millennials podcast. With over a decade of being immersed in the world of Bitcoin, Bram is on a mission to empower millennials with the knowledge of Bitcoin's transformative potential. Through his podcast, he delves into the intricacies of why Bitcoin serves as a vital exit ramp from the current monetary system. In doing this, Bram addresses the prevailing nihilism and apathy toward the deteriorating economic and geopolitical landscape many millennials feel. Bitcoin instead offers hope for a better future. Drawing from his extensive expertise as a startup consultant, he sheds light on the hopeful alternative that Bitcoin offers for a brighter financial future for both people and business.
What's the U.S. debt looking like today? No, it's not over 35 trillion just yet. It's gonna go over 35 trillion before the election. And it's gonna go over 35 trillion before the election, but it's not quite there yet. Okay, what's gold price looking like today? Oh, silver's below 40 Canadian dollars. That's I mean, it'd be a good time to be buying. Gold's below 3,200 Canadian dollars an ounce. Huh? I mean, gold's still pretty high, but silver's gone down, eh? I mean, silver's still up from like 6 months ago. Yeah, maybe I'm definitely gonna hold off on buying silver for a while. It's pretty high right now. I mean, in theory, it should keep going up, but theories aren't based in reality. This is the gold price. Holy shit. So the year I was born, gold was worth like, what is that? That's like $250. And now it's 3,200. Oh, man, if gold does that in the next 20 years, I already got over $1 million in gold if it keeps doing that. Damn, if it keeps doing that, but okay, nice. That's awesome. Cool.
Before we get on with the video, we'd like to introduce our sponsors who have made this series possible.
Oh,
Stamps
fuck your sponsors.
that we
Fuck your
Very,
sponsors.
very slow internet, then SMS. I remember that I was on the soccer field with my friends and we had like our first phone when we were like 14 or something, and we used to send text messages to each other, like from the one goal to the other, right? And we would imagine like there's a message flying, like an invisible thing flying here, and it's ending up in your phone and you're on the other side of the field. And I remember that was so fun that like we texted each other just nonsense. But just that magic of that communication was really, really cool. And I think at that moment in time, I didn't know about
telegraph, or how that changed like communication, or even printing books, etc. But now at this age, seeing this is the exact same thing. But what I do find difficult is that because you understand more, like the subject of money is so big that you start doubting yourself. Like, am I living in this moment in time that this thing is happening? And when you see, well, again, something like Fidelity say, this is akin to
Oh
fire, and you're like,
yeah.
wow, it's like we were alive
Oh
at that moment
yeah.
in time. Like, what has been the impact of fire and the wheel? That's pretty incredible, yeah. That we are actually there. We are lucky enough to be there. We understand communication, but money is just like a given for a lot of people, and especially for me as well. If you grow up as a millennial in a Western country, you don't even have to be. You can be poor and you're rich compared to other people in the world, right? So there, you don't really have the real problems that people in other parts of the world have. So the money still works for you in a certain way, right? So when it really clicked for me is like, okay, you have system A, which is the fiat system, which is the debt-based system, and then you have system B, which is nice, system Bitcoin, where everything is forced to be transparent, and you can check all the questions you have, you can check yourself. So also, when people watch this video, they don't have to believe me. I think we all should invite people to check for themselves what we believe is true, right? And so when I go to work, or I expend energy, physical or mind, whatever, like everyone does that, and you get energy in return in the form of the money, right?
Unless I get it how Bitcoin works, man. I already know this shit. Why the fuck am I watching this garbage? I already know how Bitcoin works. The end is near, angry guy. Whoa, the end is near.
Yeah, so we are so cooked. We are absolutely cooked. Like, I'm talking about the end is near cooked. Guys, I cannot believe the things I'm seeing, but hey, it's just the world we live in right now. Another day, another Gen Zer destroying society and the world around them. So a lot of these youngsters are, because they're lazy, and they don't want to work hard for anything, they're turning to platforms like OnlyFools and OnlyFans. And what they're discovering on these platforms is that they can make a lot of money sometimes, very, very quickly, and, and that's that. But it's not so simple, because these people are not able to really do math very well. Hey, you can make, maybe if you're really lucky, $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year. That's at the upwards end on OnlyFools and OnlyFans, but you're selling out your future for instant gratification in the present. There's so many young women who went from getting an education and learning advanced skills to turning to OnlyFools and OnlyFans. I saw this post over on. I saw this meme over on.
Oh yeah, I saw that today. How to make money trading Ethereum. I joined OnlyFans. I mean, that makes sense. Like, fucking, day trading is stupid. It's just gambling. Like, honestly, I know people have strategies and shit to it, but day trading is really dumb. It's pretty much just gambling. How to make money trading Ethereum. I joined OnlyFans 6 years ago.
Showtime podcast channel, and this was really good. This was really good. I Red posted this, and I was like, it makes sense. So this is basically how it started. How to make money trading at the YouTube video, how to make money trading at 6 years ago, and how it's going. I joined OnlyFools. Like that was her 6 years ago. This is her 6 years later. 6 years ago, she was teaching people how to make money trading at. 6 years later, she's hawking her wares on OnlyFools and OnlyFans.
Wow, what a strong, independent woman. Oh, you slay queen. You slay queen. Keep being an online stripper. Slay queen. Enjoy being an online stripper. Woke lunatic Robert De Niro. I mean, I've seen a couple of this guy's movies. He's always hating on Trump. Okay, I don't really care, to be honest. I don't like Trump or Biden. Coffee thoughts. I am moving to America. I thought Pearl was already American. Alright, I don't really care, honestly. The fuck? This could prompt widespread panic in the Democratic Party. Oh shit, that's Fox News. I'll probably get copyrighted for that. One question 7. Oh, let's see this.
I think we should just let's put aside the disagreement and even the debate on this, and let's come to a resolution here that will bring a lot of calm to the millions of Canadians who are worried about their taxes going up. The minister claims that only the 0.13% wealthiest Canadians will pay. So why not just enshrine that in law? Will she commit?
Yo, you back? What do you mean I'm back? I didn't really leave. I don't know what you mean.
Today to pass an amendment to her tax bill stating that
All right, that's boring. That's boring. I know Trudeau's trying to raise the capital gains tax to 66% from 50%. It's insane. Canada's Wonderland has an unfixable issue. I haven't even heard of Canada's Wonderland, so I'm just not even gonna watch that. Enough hijack, byjack.
Let me go! Listen, Meadow wanted the crystal. If I didn't get it to her, she would have went down Jefferson Avenue. You tell Tony, they would have beat her. They would have raped her. Don't sue me! Don't sue!
Hijack. Byjack.
Wait, what just happened? Was that the guy who was about to kill him and then didn't?
Let me go! Listen, Meadow wanted the crystal. If I didn't get it to her, she would have went down Jefferson Avenue. You tell Tony, they would have beat her. They would have raped her. Don't sue me! Don't sue!
Okay, so the gun didn't. Wait.
Hijack. Byjack.
Wait, why wouldn't you lock your door if you're in the bath? I always lock my, even though I live home alone, I always lock my door before I go in the shower or the bath. Like, why? What the fuck? You're messing with the mafia. You don't even lock your door before falling asleep in the bath. That seems pretty dumb. Seems pretty dumb to me. But yeah. Good to see you, bro. Messi, Ronaldo. I don't know. I don't really watch soccer. I got no clue. I guess Ronaldo. I've heard more about Ronaldo, so I guess I'll say Ronaldo. But I don't really. I haven't even seen either of them play, so I have no idea. I think I've heard more about Ronaldo just because of iShow Speed. I've watched a few of his videos. Cautionary message for silver stackers. Ooh, what's the cautionary message?
Because this has been your focus, but people who don't get it would think when their advisor says to them, yeah, you have exposure to metal now in SLV or PSLV. Let's kind of break it down a little bit. First and foremost,
It's football. Yeah, I think it's called football in Brazil or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it's called soccer in Canada. By the way, Messi is better. Okay, I don't really know either, to be honest, but I guess if you say so. I mean, I know more about hockey. I don't really watch sports. I know more about hockey, and I know Wayne Gretzky was the best hockey player ever. So it's like, as like Messi, like the Wayne Gretzky or Kobe Bryant of football or soccer. I don't know. I don't know who the Wayne Gretzky of football is. I mean, I call it soccer, but yeah.
PSLV and SLV are very different. PSLV is what's called a closed-end fund, and SLV is what's called an ETF or a proxy, if you will. The closed-end fund means
if you don't hold it,
more like
you
a
don't
stock
own
investment.
it. Yup. That's true. So many people are buying into these stupid funds, and they don't even own the silver. They just buy the fake paper silver. That's stupid. It's stupid. Don't do that. If you're gonna buy silver, buy silver. You know? If you know, you know. Oh yeah, K-Flock. I mined 50 pounds of silver ore and made 1800s coins? 1800 coins, you mean?
Hello there! Right now, I am 500 feet underground in Cerro Gordo.
Watch Messi highlights? Okay, I'll do that after. I'll have to watch it off stream, though, because I think that stuff gets copyrights. When are you going to play Power World again? I don't know. I'll have to play that again. I kind of forgot about Power World. Yeah, I'll have to play Power World again sometime.
Union Mine. And this mineral you see behind me is galena, which is a silver lead ore. And this is a pure silver coin that they used to use in the mine here. And in this video, we're going to go from this raw ore all the way down to this pure coin using the same methods that they used back in the 1800s.
Cool. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. I want to see this. How do they make it from ore to coins?
And for a little bit of context, behind me is the former mining town of Cerro Gordo. And back in the 1800s, Cerro Gordo was the silver boom town. There were thousands of residents.
All right, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna watch this. I don't know if this is copyrighted, but I'm gonna end the stream and watch this. This is interesting. I'll watch the Messi highlights after this. Anyways, take care. I'm gonna end the stream.